Hello world! Today I'm going to teach you how to play our new cyberpunk trading card game, Neuroscape. In Neuroscape, you battle with characters, programs, and gear inside a simulated underground fight club. Each player has 2 health pools that start at 20. Bioframe health represents your physical body, and mainframe health represents your neural computer. Get either of your opponent's health pools to 0, and you win. Mainframes are the core of your deck, and unlock powerful synergy effects when you field cards with a matching faction. A card's faction is shown in the lower right corner. For each faction card you have in play, you gain 1 point of synergy for that faction. These points unlock your mainframe's synergy effects. The 6 main factions in our first set are Hackers, Cybernetics, Corpos, Dustrunners, Mystics, and Thrashers. Decks can have any number of factions in them, but they're generally built around 1 or 2. In Neuroscape, each player has 2 decks, a RAM deck with 25 RAM cards, and a Cyber deck with 50 to 255 characters, programs, and gear. RAM is the main resource in Neuroscape. You use it to play cards or activate abilities. A card's RAM cost is shown in the top left corner. To play a card, you must run RAM equal to its cost by turning the RAM to the right. Running RAM can't be used again until your next turn. Some cards also have faction requirements to play them. This is shown in the upper right corner of the card. 1 faction icon means you need 1 synergy point for that faction to play that card. Characters are used to attack your opponents, defend, or use abilities. They're also the main way you build up your mainframe synergy points. When you play a character, you commit RAM equal to its RAM cost by taking it from your RAM bank and placing it under the character for as long as it stays in play. Characters are the only cards that you must commit RAM to in order to play. Characters have attack and defense values in the lower left. Red attack values deal damage to a player's bioframe, while blue attack values deal damage to a player's mainframe. A character may attack, defend, or activate abilities the same turn it was played. Next are programs. One-time use programs like scripts are played, take effect, and then go into your recycle bin. Persistent programs like protocols are played on your or your opponent's mainframe. Each player has 3 mainframe slots, and you can only install programs in slots that are empty. Environments are special programs that affect both players equally and are played in the environment zone. There can only be 1 in play at a time, and if you play a new environment, the current one is destroyed. Gear can be attached to characters you control to give them buffs or additional abilities. To attach a gear, you pay its RAM cost, then attach it to an open gear port on the character. Some characters have gear ports, some don't. Each gear port can be level 1 through 3. This is indicated by 1, 2, or 3 gold pads on each side of the card. Gear also have port levels. You may only attach a gear to a character if the character's port level is equal or higher than the gear's port level. To set up a game, place your decks in their play zones. Then place your mainframe face up in your mainframe zone. Roll a d20 to see who goes first. Both players draw 5 cards from their cyber deck. Then each player may put any number of those cards on the bottom of their deck and draw that same number of cards. Now let's walk through the stages of a turn. You start with the Initialize stage. First, refresh all running RAM or characters you have in play. To refresh a card, turn it upright. Then you draw or install a total of 2 cards. You can install 2 RAM, draw 2 cards from your cyber deck, or install 1 RAM and draw 1 card. The player going first may only draw or install 1 card on their first turn. Then, you may choose to force quit any card you have in play. This destroys that card, and any RAM committed to it goes back to your RAM bank, refreshed and ready to use. Next is the Deploy stage, where you can play characters, programs, gear, or activate abilities. Characters have an ability cooldown, which means you can only activate 1 ability per character until your next Initialize stage. This includes abilities on attached gear. Whenever any card is played or ability is activated, the opponent has the opportunity to respond with something called a swift action. A swift action is any activated ability or card with this icon on it. This opportunity is called a swift check. Once a swift action is played, you continue taking turns playing cards or abilities back and forth until all players pass. This pile of actions is called the cache. Once all players have passed, the cache resolves from top to bottom. The most recent card activates first. Then you go down the list until all card effects have been resolved. Next is your Netcheck, where you resolve any card effects that activate on your Netcheck. Then we move to the combat stage. The combat stage has several swift checks that are opportunities to play swift actions without needing a card or ability to be played first. In the first part of the combat stage, you declare which characters you want to attack with, then run those characters. You are always attacking your opponents directly, not their characters. Then, your opponent declares which attackers they want to block with their defending characters. They can use multiple characters to block 1 attacker. Running characters cannot block. Then, all attackers and blockers deal damage to each other at the same time. The attacker's damage is dealt to the blocker's defense, and vice versa. If a character is dealt damage equal or greater than its defense, it's destroyed. For example, if you have an attacking character with 2 attack and 2 defense, which is blocked by a character with 1 attack and 2 defense, then they deal 1 damage to your 2 defense, leaving you with 1 remaining, and you deal 2 damage to their 2 defense, which destroys their character. If there are multiple blockers for 1 attacker, the attacker may choose how to divide its damage between those blockers. If an attacking character goes unblocked, it deals damage to the opponent's bioframe or mainframe, depending on the color of its attack value. Finally, we move to the reset stage, where all damage that was dealt to characters is reset and you pass the turn. For 2v2 matches, there are 3 main changes to the rules. Each team shares 1 bioframe and 1 mainframe health pool of 20 life each. You may block for your teammates or install programs on their mainframe slots, and the turn order goes in a figure 8. And that's how you play Neuroscape. For more in-depth rules, take a look at the Quick Start Guide in our official app or check out the full rulebook on our website. You can find a link in the description. We can't wait for you to make your mark on Angel City. Who knows, you might even become the champion of the digital underground. Get ready to boot up and dive in.